Hey y'all. Ooh, y'all see my food. Hey. I had a healthy choice. I didn't realize that was in the background. I had a healthy choice power bowl. Hey everybody. But it's got good stuff in it. It's got cauliflower rice, kale, squash, red peppers, chicken, beans, and some basil pesto sauce. They need to pay me for this commercial. But this is really good stuff. I like eating things that I can pronounce. All right, welcome to the Midday Moment, everybody. When I came on, I just saw that back there, and I'm like, my food is back there. Anyways, hi everybody. Welcome to the Midday Moment. I'm your host, Dr. Vina Jones. I heart each and every one of you. If it's your first time joining us, I'm Dr. Vina Jones. The Midday Moment is the place where we expect great things. And we expect great things not because we ignore the questions of our day, not because we ignore the challenges of our day. We expect great things because we recognize that we're fully human and fully divine. And in our fully human selves, we got stuffs. We got stuffs, y'all. And in our fully divine selves, we got answers to our stuffs. Yes. So the Midday Moment is designed to help you tap into the divine. When you tap into the divine, you tap into your river of peace, your river of joy, your river of resolution, your river of resolve, your river of restoration, your river of redemption. Okay. And so we're not by ourselves. We are part of a larger network called Kingdom. And we got a full menu of Kingdom inspirations that includes the daily download with Dr. Gerard Pulley, prayer and praise with Elder Katrina Johnson Smith, Illuminaries with Elder Renato Casares. So we invite you to join us, okay? All right, come on, OGs. We're right in the middle of the verse here. For the midday moment. Whoa, it's time. I'm off campus in another office, but this is my break time. So if it looks different, that's why. Expecting great things. Oh, I'm expecting great things. Yes, I'm expecting great things. I'm expecting great things in my life. Yeah, I'm expecting great things in my home. Whoa, I'm expecting great things all around me. I'm expecting great things. Eyes may not see, but I choose to believe. Eyes may not see, but I choose to believe. You may not see, but I choose to believe. Sometimes I may not see, but I choose to believe. I believe in great things. All right, everybody, say thank you, theme song. Thank you, theme song. And theme song says you are quite welcome. All right, so all of my OGs voted to keep that song, and so we are like going into year 3, I think, with great things. That's by Portia Hilliard. So we invite you to pull it up, and you can sing the original lyrics. We throw in our own stuff here at the Midday Moment. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started. So many of you take your break or take a break in the middle of the day with me during the midday moment. It's my break as well. And I love this opportunity that I have to share some of my own personal prayer and reading time with you publicly. So we've been reading in the book, It's Just That Simple. And it's based on the premise that many people invite folks into their spiritual practice, and we make it really easy when we invite you in, but then we make it real complicated for you to actually have the experience. And so the version of our Christian faith is called Kingdom, and it's just that simple. It boils down to 3 fundamental pillars, if you will: to love God, the spirit of absolute good, to love yourself as a manifestation of the spirit of absolute good, and then to be able to love everyone, or to share this love with everyone else. All right. It's easy to love somebody else when you got love for yourself. And it's easy to love yourself when you realize that you came from the energy, the vibration of divine mind, the spirit of absolute good. Okay. So we've been looking at different components, been taking it bit by bit. And right now we're looking at the middle part of this love fest, what it means to love yourself. And so we're digging into that much deeper. We spent several days, several weeks, really kind of pushing in on what it means to embrace the love of the spirit of absolute good, embrace the love of God as that. And so now we're talking about the different ways in which you learn to love yourself. So we're on the acronym of LINE. S, no, not S. Oh my goodness. L, that's a lie. Line is LINE. So we spelled it out for you yesterday. It stands for limitations, issues, needs, and what's the E? Oh, your expertise. And so we spent some time on that yesterday, and really just kind of took a snapshot of all of them. And the broader focus was on limitations. Don't be afraid to confess your limitations, honey, because then you invite your help. Yes, you get help when you accept the fact that this is this far as I can go right here. It puts you in the position to receive help, to receive from the abundance of the universe. All right, so today the focus is on issue. And issue stands for, those of you that participate in the daily download, you heard this already. Issue stands for an identified situation stretching us effectively. Issue stands for an identified situation stretching us effectively. An identified situation stretching us effectively. You've identified a situation. Now you need to realize it's stretching you effectively. It might not feel effective, but that's what's going on. So I'm going to give you 3 Jones jewels to work through situations that are stretching you effectively. Situations that are stretching you effectively. Okay. All right. Here we go. Number 1. What? Jones rule number 1, what? Don't be afraid to call it out. What is bothering you? Because if you never name the what, if you never dig through the what, okay? If you never dig through the what, and sometimes you have to do the second one that I'm going to talk about and then come back to the what. But either way, at some point, you got to call it out. What is the what? What is the what that's bothering me? What is it? What is the issue? What is the issue? Call it out. That bothered me. A lot of times we try to pretend like, no, that didn't bother me. No, I'm okay. No, that bothered me. That bothered me. You got to release. You got to get it out. Don't let stuff sit in there. When it sits in your body, it calcifies. Now you got another issue. Now you got to start from the other. Now you got to start from the pain in the body and then go to where did that pain come from? What did that pain come from? And so I've been healing myself. I've been going through a healing journey of fibroid tumors. And physicians, when I first experienced this, I went to 3 physicians. All 3 of them, they were pretty unified. They said the same thing. I didn't get no back and forth double-minded answers. I got the same thing. Oh, it's okay. They're very common. That's the first thing they told me. And if they're not in pain, don't even worry about it. They're very common. When they get painful, then we'll deal with them. But they're very common. That's the first thing that all 3 doctors said. The second thing the doctor said was they're twice as high in Black women. That's the second thing they said. It's twice as high in Black women. So then I said, why? They don't know. They don't know. However, metaphysically, you all know one of my favorites is Louise Hay. Metaphysically, we can trace pain to thought. Like headache, you can trace that to thought. Normally, it's a stressful thought. I can't pay my bill. I can't pay my bill. So you get a headache. All right. So you can trace pain to thought. And so Louise Hay traces the pain, the presence of fibroid tumors to the issue, the identified situation stretching me. Louise Hay traces fibroids to the issue of feminine blows or blows to the feminine ego, the hurts and the trauma that you experience in relationship or as you experience or in connection to men or people, because it could be other women that give you that blow. They it's like you feel like you've been sucker punched. Hmm. And so when you identify the what, whether it starts in the body or you just acknowledge the fact that you know something bother you, either way, it's important to call it out. Because when you call it out, whether it's a fibroid tumor or just the fact that, did that, oh, I'm sorry, did I offend you? Yeah, that this kind of got to me. Call it. Call it. What got to you? When they said, when they did, when they said, when they did, when they mentioned, when they didn't mention, when they didn't say, call it out. Because it's an identified situation that's stretching. You call it out. Now, that's Jones number one, to call out the what. Number two, when you call out the what, it is important that you then survey. What did I write down here? Why? Yes. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Why? After you call out the what, survey the why. The why has to do with no, I'm going to keep it a what. I'm going to keep it because it makes sense. I wrote it down one way, but that's why I look, because and now as I'm talking it out, it makes sense for me to say it a certain way. So Jones number one is the what. Call it out. Call out the what. Number two, call out the what feeling. Call out the what situation. Number two, call out the what feeling. So Jones number one, call out the what feeling. What are you feeling? What in or call out the situation. What is the situation? There we go. Thank you, Spirit. Call out the situation. What is the situation? That's number one. What is the situation? Thank you for clarity. What is the situation? She said something, she didn't say it. He said something, he didn't say it. I graduated, I didn't graduate. I got the job, I didn't get the job. I went on a date, I didn't go out on a date. What is the situation? Because that situation is stretching you. So Jones number one, what is the situation? Jones number two, what is the feeling? Jones number two, Jones Jewel number two, what is the feeling? So what is the situation and what is the feeling? Now, you've heard me say this before, those of you that have been with me for a while. My former therapist said there are two general feelings, two general energies, that all feelings. I took the life direction model class. I don't know if I said the whole name right. With Dr. Pulley, a licensed therapist, and we had in that class we had a list of, oh my God, so many different ways that you could express your feelings. My therapist said that all of these feelings come back to two: fear or love. So number one, Jones rule number one, what is the situation? Call it out. Jones rule number two, what is the feeling? Is that feeling fear or is that love? I'm angry. Why am I angry? Because. And if you can trace your feeling to fear, sometimes the other day I had to be honest. I got angry about something. I said, why am I angry? Because I felt like the person was getting over on me. That's fear. I was angry. I felt angry because I felt like the person was getting over on me. That's fear. That then gave me an opportunity. It gave me an opportunity to then shift, because perfect love casts out fear. So, what is the situation? What is the feeling? It's going to then give you an opportunity for you to determine what is the healing. Perfect love casts out fear. Perfect love casts out fear. And so I was able to go back to center, as we often say sometimes in our prayer. I was able to go back to center. And particularly in that moment, I went back to principle. And I know many of you know we have a vocabulary of divine principle. I went back to divine principle, and we have 7 of them. And as you learn them, you get a chance to survey which one of these embraces, which embrace of the principle, or which principle, as I embrace it, takes me back to love. And in that moment, what I decided was it was the principle of placement. because somebody had been placed. How do I say it? Let's just say somebody had been placed in my presence. And I went back to, if this person is placed here, that's divine placement. That's there's a purpose in that. Everybody comes into your life for a reason. Everybody in my life is here to show me something. And so when I decided this person is not here to get over on me, or this was not about anybody getting over me, because that's fear, I decided to go back to love. All things work together for my good, whether it's divine placement, whether it's divine timing, whether it's divine purpose, whether it's divine nature, divine protection, all things work together for my good. That took me back to love. It cast out the fear. Now I was, the issue had stretched me. It stretched me right on back to love. It stretched me right on back to peace. It stretched me right on back to peace. Y'all have heard, many of you have heard me give this one before. Years ago when I was in therapy and I was crying, I was like, he hurt me. And my therapist said, he hurt you? I said, yeah, he hurt me. She said, really? Well, if he hurt you, he's the only one that can heal you. If he hurt you, he's the only one that can heal you. Would you like to give him that much power? And I said, no. She said, well, you don't have to give anybody that kind of a power if you don't want to. You can feel hurt. And because you've now felt the hurt, you can choose to release the hurt. Whew, my goodness. Because a lot of times that fear comes from the fact that that's the only fish in the sea. That's the only fish in the sea. Let me tell you, we live in an abundant universe. And as T.D. Jakes said, if somebody can walk out of your life, let them. Let them. We live in an abundant universe. Oh, my goodness. And so a part of loving yourself is to embrace your line, Line, your limitations. Don't be afraid to admit, I've gone as far as I can go, because that way you can now receive the help. And number 2, don't be afraid to express and work through your issues, the identified situations that are stretching you, okay, effectively, all right? And as you work through your issue, learn to call out, what is the situation? What triggered me? What hit me? All right, learn to call it out. And number 2, learn to then say, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? All feelings go back to either love or fear. And perfect love casts out fear. I'm angry. Why? Because I thought they were getting over on me. I'm angry. Why? Because I thought that was the last fish in the sea. Or I'm hurting because I thought that was the last fish in the sea. And that was the best I could do. And see, when you call it out, when you do that, now you're getting that stretch effectively. Once you identify the fear, now you can shift into the love. It'll let you know what to shift and how to shift into it. You'll be able to get another thought process. You'll be able to adopt another thought process. So instead of saying nobody loves me, you can then, say things like, I radiate love and love fills my life. I radiate love and love fills my life. All right, y'all, I got to go, but I do love y'all. I do love you. All right, take care, everybody. Blessings. I got to go. Blessings, blessings. Mwah, mwah, mwah. God bless you and God be you.